Hi everybody, welcome to this -15 walkthrough rookie division Namhae Cliffs 9-hole cup. Hole number 1 here. Driver I've got here is extra mile 6 with our youngest account, only 117 games played, so still fairly new. Going 4.5 top spin, a bar and a bit of right spin with a katana, but you could use a Titan if you want to, if you got a driver which is slightly less distance than the extra mile level 6. My adjustment here is max plus 10. What I do want to do really is push back up to max. Instead, I forgot to do that. So I went with a fraction of overpower. But if you push up to max, you'll be okay. We do hit perfect here. And the idea is that we bounce on the island, hit the rough on the other side and roll out for a wedge. And obviously, whichever wedge club you have, you play according to that. You may need to adjust slightly, but you've got a very makeable good chance for an eagle. Hole 2 here, very short par 3, going with the short iron, in which case for me is the thorn. I'm playing some right spin here, but I do need to aim more right. I missed this one left, even though the speed was good. I think I adjusted this one mid plus 10 or mid plus 15. Either is probably going to work really, but you do need to aim either with more right spin or more right of the hole, because the ball does go roll in from right to left. Obviously there the speed just about going to be okay, but we do need to aim a little bit more to the right on hole number 2. Hole 3, playing with a berserker here just to make the second shot easier. So I'm not at max distance of the extra mile 6. I set up with the quarterback actually to check my top spin, and then I did a club switch. I push my rings here because it's easier to see. I'm going, I think, max plus 20. Going with half a ball of left curl. Could have gone with a little bit more top spin here. We are a little bit shorter, but I'd rather be slightly short than long with a berserker. Ideally, you want to be into those shadows, so just go with a click more topspin or set up higher up with your club and you'll be fine. Big dog needed for the second shot. Make sure you got a club here, wood club with distance. Just backing off from max, making sure all of the yellow ring is in the rough. We are wanting to do a direct rough bump here. I'm actually putting some left spin on just to make sure I've got an easier putt. And then this one I adjust maximum numbers 0, and once again pushing my rings here so that the cliff and the scenery is not in the way. We do go into overpower there, so just to be on the safe side I go with a tad bit of OP just when that target is starting to shake. Hit it perfect. Obviously if you're on longer distance with your drive you won't need to use any overpower, but we do make it out nicely and roll out for a very nice eagle putt on hole number 3. Hole 4 here, I need to offset more or adjust more. The speed is good, but the line was not good. Going with the backbone, got to try and find a good landing position here. I adjusted this one mid plus 10, but as I said, could have adjusted it more for this crosswind. We didn't give it enough, but you've got a framework here that you can work with. Hole 5, going with a quasar for the side spin here with my extra mile 6. A couple of bars of back spin, 2 bars of left spin. I adjust this max plus 10, but forgot that I did not need any curl. So do not put any curl on this drive. This was an error on my part here. We did not need the curl. However, we did clip the rough. We did manage to roll out. Obviously that's not something we want to do. Definitely didn't need that much. We still had a chance here with the thorn, so even if you do have a shorter drive you can still have a go at this one. I'm measuring club distance here. We do have pretty much straight headwind anyway, but obviously with lower level thorns you've got to try and guess the ball guide a little bit here. Finding a nice point to bounce. I would recommend bouncing before the fringe, otherwise you will alter your aim slightly, as you see with the ball guide there. Putting a bar of backspin on just to steady this up. Unfortunately though, our second bounce onwards is not aiming at the pin, and it needs to be. So I'm adjusting just over mid distance here. We do hit the ball perfect, but like I said, that second bounce didn't check that enough, so you do need to zoom in, be a bit more careful here. We just caught the edge, but it did 360 and out. A very good chance there for an eagle. Hole 6, big topper level 1 here. So the Titan for me, I'm trying to see if that's going to go even with max overpower, isn't going to reach. So I do have to put a berserker on here. Obviously if you've got higher level big toppers, you probably won't need to do that. Stretching out, pointing dead center, going over the water. Adjust this one maximum distance with 10% over adjustment. Then once I'm done adjusting, I do push my target back up to max along the line of the shot. And then, even though we're with the big topper, we're going to risk full overpower here. We do catch a great right, but we're okay. As you can see, there is room for a great right here. Still bounces centre of the island. Rolls. Obviously you are going to risk the right rough there, but we were okay. 416 yards, got a good chance with the thorn here, so I'm finding min line just pushing up a little bit, so I'm landing comfortably on the green. Putting a bit of backspin on to steady it up here. And I did use the slider for this in between min and mid, but if you're in a similar distance with your drive, you can play this one minimum distance with a 15% elevation. Minimum distance plus 15, I do believe, which just comes out at about 0.9 rings. You'll have to adapt based on your drive position as well. Hit perfect, got a great chance for an albatross here. Get that zoom out. It goes in right side, but it's in for a lovely albatross. Hole 7, very, very nice wind here. We have to go for green. So extra mile 6, going with Titan, 4.5 topspin, 1 bar side spin to the right, stretching out. Look for the ball guide pointing down the middle of the fairway. As you see, you wiggle left and right. It does move a little bit depending on what part of the fairway you land on. I adjust max plus 10, then I push up to max. And then I'm going with not quite full OP, looks like about 5 rings here. You could go with full overpower if you want to. I think you will get a rollout onto the green here. We were quite lucky here. Sometimes if you just make it onto the green, you do have an overpower putt, but this left a very straight wind wedge for the eagle. Hole number 8, the cliff shootout. I only have sniper level 5 here, which is a shame as we don't have a fully developed ball guide, but I do have a good go at this, just need to offset a little bit more. My adjustment here is mid distance with 10% over adjustment. Speed is very good here, but we do need to take care and modify our aim point slightly. As you'll see, even though we hit perfect here, we did just take a miss to the side. Nice speed though, if just about 3/4 of a square to the right. So we can modify our aim point and learn from that going forward. And finishing with hole number 9. Going with the quarterback here for the curl, I'm playing with a katana. Could go with more topspin. I should have gone with the full 3 bars here with this quarterback. Instead I went on 2.5, but I would like you to go with 3. White ring to the rough on the right. Max plus 20 here, maximum distance. 20% over adjustment, all of the left spin as well, 3 bars of left spin, that's why we're using the katana. Right edge of the ball, just inside the adjustment ring to the left, and even though we hit a great right, we are fine here. Like I said, a bit more top spin will carry you just that little bit further. And finally, second shot going with a long iron. I packed the Goliath here because I didn't want to be in between clubs. Just less than max distance. Obviously if you've got a longer drive you're probably going to be nearer mid, but going with some right spin here and 1 bar of backspin. I'm playing this 10% elevation. I play it max plus 10 minus 0.1 because I wasn't quite at max. Obviously If you have a longer drive, you're going to have to maybe take another decimal off your adjustment here. And of course, you can play with long iron with a better ball guide if you have one. Do hit perfect, no curl needed here, the right spin is doing the work. We bounce, second bounce on the fringe, very nice speed, but again just half a square off, so over adjusted ever so slightly on hole number 9. Good luck in the tournament, and I hope your games go well. Thank you for watching.